All right, well, can we start? Can you tell me your name?
Yeah, my name is Jody Ballinger.
Okay, and how long have you been a Jags fan?
I'd say pretty much since life. You know, the Jaguars came around in 1995, right when I was born. So ever since then, my parents have always had me in these little tiny baby Jaguar outfits. They always took me to, places where we could watch the game at friends' houses and stuff like that. So I can't really remember a time when I wasn't a fan. It's just sort of always been there.
All right, and what was it like the first time you went to a Jags game?
It was rainy. We played the Tennessee Titans. We lost, which wasn't that fun, but it was still cool. You know, I like to see the Jaguars run out on the field, and I like going in the tunnel and just seeing everybody and walking around the stadium. I was just so happy to be there that it didn't really matter what happened that day.
Yeah. And why do you remain a fan even though the team is inconsistent each season?
It just comes down to a loyalty thing. I've always been there for them. They've always been there for me. They let me down at times, but just like any relationship, you're going to have your ups and your downs. And I know that when they do start winning, which will happen eventually, it's going to be so much sweeter when they win and I can be there, and I know that I just didn't bandwagon fan and jump to the next ship.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So obviously, if you watched the game this weekend, there was a lot of controversy going on with the kneeling and protesting and things like that. Will you continue to support the Jags despite the huge controversy?
Yeah, at the end of the day, players doing what they want to do. They're grown men. They can make their own decisions. I come to watch the football games. That doesn't really affect the football game in any way, in my opinion. It's not something I do myself personally, but that's just like me. I can totally understand. I have no problem with anybody else doing it. It's, just freedom of speech kind of thing. So it's not going to affect the Jaguar games. I'm still going to watch them. I'm still going to root for them. That has no effect on me whatsoever. Them fighting for what they believe in, that's perfectly fine with me.
Awesome. And would you still be a Jags fan if they ever left Jacksonville?
It depends on the circumstance. If a new team were brought in, I'd probably root for the new team just on the fact that they're coming in, they're in the city, they're part of the culture. I can go see them, they're helping out, they're volunteering around the community, they're sort of doing and involved in what we're actually doing here in Jacksonville, so I probably would watch them. I'd probably watch the Jaguars secondarily, if they sort of remained the same, if they kept the same name. But if they moved to a new city entirely and they changed the name, they changed the coaches, eventually a couple years down the road, the players are going to be different. Eventually in 4 or 5 years, they'd be an entirely new team, new city, new name. It wouldn't really be the Jaguars anymore. So, if they were to leave and a new team didn't come in and they kept everything the same, name, kind of thing like that, then I'd still continue to watch them.
Gotcha. And last question, who is your favorite player currently on the team?
I'd have to say Jalen Ramsey for sure.
And why?
He's just got that killer instinct, He comes in as a rookie, and last year he wanted to be on the top guys on the other teams, like DeAndre Hopkins on the Houston Texans. That's their best receiver, and he wanted to be on that team with them. He wanted to face them. He's not afraid of any challenge, and he's good. He can back it up. He trash talks a little bit, but he can bring it.
And clearly he's good. He had a stellar game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.